Module 2, Planning. Today our learning outcomes will be for the learner to evaluate in writing their actions due to a lack of planning, which we'll have an exercise. Learners also to list planning activities within a chart for a week and to create a project with a timeline of steps to accomplish an academic goal. So as we talk about and discuss planning, it is the ability to create a plan or a set of actions to reach a goal. So here we have an example of a plan where we start and we get from point A, and this is actually a straight line, but sometimes that's not always the case. Some issues, you can start at A and stop at B and go left or right, but ending up here is where you want to be. So that way we have this set up from point A, B to C to finish. That is how a plan is developed, and the motivation that's needed, it comes from the student and their ability, in this case, through executive functioning skills, to complete that task. Now, planning as a skill, a learner has to ask themselves, why do they want to accomplish this task? What would they like to accomplish? And how do you plan to get there from where you start? And then what is needed to complete the task? There might be some resources that are needed to complete the task as well. So here's some signs of a lack of planning skill. So we have a example here. If a learner must complete an academic task before the end of the day, then in the middle of the day, there's a social event such as lunch or the cafeteria or hour or so of free time. So if the student is not able to complete the task with numerous prompts, one can assume what? Was there not a clear goal on what must be done? Was it too much time was used? We won't say wasted. Was there too much time used during the social period that caused the student to lose track of time? Or C, the learner could lack the skills to be able to complete the task, and the prompts must be at the start, and then the prompts during, and then the prompts at the completion of the task. Could be all three. The learner will have to explain why their lack of planning skills that weren't able to complete the task. But in this situation, a checklist of times and things to be done would be helpful. So this is an answer to this previous question, checklist, or a developed routine with times, right? Times, checklists, to help the learner establish the correct habits to keep scenarios like this from being overwhelming. We all know when you get short on time, things become overwhelming really, really quick. So planning as a skill is just a fundamental skill of executive functioning, knowing how to plan, what to do, what needs to be done, how to do it. All this is a skill that's developed for most of us mentally, but if you did not get this skill mentally, it can be learned and developed and being able to grow. So it's also developed in practice with continuous effort, has to be continuous. Once every now and then or one time is not good enough. And there are some consequences for developing the skill. You will get a lot done in a little bit of time. And there's some consequences for not developing the skill, a lot of frustration, a lot of things not being accomplished, and it just feels like there's just not enough time to complete everything that you want to do. So we've all been there before, and some of us know that we have the skills, but we don't use them. Sometimes we go by, we're going by the social situation. Our planning is not right. There's executive functioning skills might be off that day. So there's a plethora of things we could say that we couldn't get it done. But in the end, this fundamental skill, if we continue to develop and continue to practice, it will be so much easier and we will get so many things accomplished in an efficient and effective manner. Hey, would you like to learn more about the executive functioning skills? These are the things to do for this module. Read Module 2's content, complete exercise 1 or 2, and then complete the writing prompt. Thank you for listening.